All right. So, welcome to our Saturday training this morning. First of all, give yourselves a round of applause for taking this time to better your life, better your business, better your future because this is big. This is where it all starts. You get some great information every Saturday. We do this every Saturday from 11 to 12. We don't keep you long, but we love to drop the gems on you every Saturday, 11 to 12. We don't do this just because we do this because we want everybody to win, point blank. Once again, we welcome you to this Saturday morning training. So first thing first, we're going to start with the top 10 submitted this week. We're going to go in with number 10, Jeffrey M, helping 3 families. Number 9, Previs L, 4 families. Number 8, Junior M, helping 5 families. Number 7, Joshua Khan, helping 6 families. Coming in at number 6, coming in hot, Sharon, 8 families. Number 5, Michael T, 9 families. Coming in number 4, we got KG Killer helping 9 families in a week. Number 3, we have Eugene coming in at 9 families. And number 2, we have coming in 11 families, and it can be only one number 1. That's all. It can only be one of those. And we got Carly Somerville, our first African-American integrity partner. She is leading from the front. So kudos. Anybody can be in the top 10. It just starts with the mindset and going to work. So I'd encourage you all to get to work. Now, let's start with some announcements. Now, live sale dials. That's very, very important. You want to know how some of these leaders are getting in the top 10 and things like that, how that some of these people are having that success because of live sale dials. You get to learn a lot. You get to see, get to listen. Even if you're not licensed, I would encourage you to please jump onto live sales dials. Once again, it's better to be prepared than not be prepared. So what I mean by that, you want to get in, learn, listen how we respond to objections because we all get the same objections. It's the same stuff everybody gets. It's no different. So definitely jump on the live sales. I'll screenshot that. That's every day. We're started at 9 o'clock in the morning. So let's get to it. Work spots. This is imperative. You're a business owner, and any business owner, any person that's any business capacity loves to save money. And in this business, our business is leads. Okay, so if you don't have leads, you have no business, and you save thousands, if not even hundreds of thousands of dollars every week on WorkSpots. WorkSpots drops. I mean, literally discounts almost, it seems like every day. And it's only $99 a month. Listen, if you don't have that, I don't know why you're in business. I don't know how you're in business. The weekly schedule. So we make it really easy for everybody to stay plugged in, and there should be no reason that anybody should fail in this business. The only way that you should fail in this business if you don't want to win. We're going to put up the weekly training schedule. So we all know everybody has different schedules. We all have different lives, and how everybody's lives move along. But what we do know is that we make it very easy for you to plug in. Only way you're going to be successful in this business is plugging in. So plug in. There's no other way to get better at this business but plug in. Also, if you haven't been to a sales conference, you need to get to one. I don't know if you've seen me post this on Telegram, the conference effect, but the conference effect is so real. A lot of the people that went to conference, this past conference that was in Baltimore, I mean, had so much success because we learned so much. So listen, get to conference. It's in New Jersey, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. I mean, it's going to be a dynamite lineup. We have some of our own there. We have our own Carly Somerville. We have our own KG Killer speaking, and we have also some other dynamite speakers. So every conference, you can always get something new. It's something new all the time. Then lastly, I'm going to bring on this this dynamite young woman. She is going to be the first African American integrity partner. She always leads from the front, never gives any excuses. She is just a fireball. And I want to bring on Miss Carleigh Somerville. Woo. You on mute, Carleigh.
Thank you, Jawan. Great job. Everybody give Jawan a round of applause because it's not easy getting on these calls and knowing there's a bunch of people watching. So great job, Jawan. We're going to try to switch it up a little bit between Corinne and Jawan each week. So, you know, you get a different perspective, different light. So great job, Jawan, for jumping on. So I want to start out with, we're going to talk, we got 3 young ladies this morning that have some very different stories going on. And we're going to talk about the kind of the moral of their stories is pushing through adversity. Okay. And so we have three different women, 3 different backgrounds, and 3 different stories, obviously. Right. So the first young lady we have, she's brand new to insurance, brand new to FFL, has not sold in the past. She looks like she's 15 years old. But she's had her first 2 sales on earlier this week. And the reason she got 2 sales is because she did something that was probably very uncomfortable, and she stepped outside of her box so that she could make this second sale. So Karina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Good morning, everybody.
See, y'all, I told you she's 15. Go ahead, Karina. You're all the way. Where are you at?
I'm here in El Paso, Texas.
Texas. Okay. So tell us a little bit. We're gonna take about 5 minutes. What were you doing before Family First Life?
I was just doing social media. My husband has a business, so I was helping him out with that. And I love photography and nutrition, so I have like my side gigs doing that.
Okay. So no sales experience.
No sales experience, and definitely not anything with insurance related.
Okay. And then how did you find Family First Life? I think that's important for everybody to hear because there's so many different, because you came to me, right? I didn't find you, you found me. So how did you find FFL Fury to begin with?
I was looking for something kind of like, I have goals, so I was just like trying to find something out of my comfort zone and trying to learn something new. So I went to Google and just went to Indeed and stuff and saw around in town what was, happening. And I came across like FFL, the Chicago office. So that's how I found FFL in general. And then I started realizing, that there's a lot of agencies and partners within FFL. So I was just like, oh, so I can choose pretty much who I want to be with. And I wanted to be with the female. So that's how I encountered Kali, and yeah, the rest is history.
There you are.
Yes.
Perfect. But so that's the power, guys, of posting on social media and being on social media consistently, because there are people that some people might look at me and like, I don't want to work with her, but they will see you, Karina, and say, I want to work with you. Or they'll see Jawan and want to work with Jawan, right? So, but you got to post consistently, and we can talk about that later. But just take about 2 minutes and talk about your first day in the field and what you did and why you did it.
Yeah, sure. So I had a few appointments lined up. My first one was not great. She was in a very fixed income, so I could not help her at all. But I went to the second one and I knocked at the door. I realized that the apartment was completely empty. So I was like, oh man, she's not here, obviously. So I was like, okay, well, I came all the way over here. El Paso's kind of like very separated, I guess. It's tiny, but very separated. So I was just like, with these gas prices and stuff and just starting off, I'm not trying to lose on anything. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to knock the next door neighbor and ask him what's happening. If he knows maybe of Ceci, her name was Ceci. So I knocked the door and I told him I was with the State Department of Insurance. I like saying that because I don't know, I just feel like it sounds like they've asked me where's the benefits center, right? And I kind of stutter there, but I'm like, so I tell him that I'm with the State Department of Insurance, and I asked him here, I'm looking for Ceci, and he was like, oh, Ceci hasn't been here for like over a month. She moved. And I was just like, oh, okay. And he was like, but you're with the insurance? I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I've been looking for a quote actually. So right off the bat, I was like, oh, well, I can help you out. He was like, last month I got quoted for $180 something with like an insurance company that I had no idea what he was talking about. So I was just like, okay, well, that doesn't sound like your state regulated life insurance partners. So yeah, of course, let me help you out. And right away, he let me inside, and eventually that was my first sale.
Wow. So that was your very first day in the field, right?
Yeah, that was my very first day in the field. I figured, you know, if people kind of like to know, you know, that your name somebody. So I figured that's somewhat of a credibility, and that's why I kind of my mentality behind it, and just the fact that I was already there. You know, it's free to knock on a door and ask them, and yeah,
A free lead.
yes.
So congratulate. I mean, and Karina, so you're brand new. So what do you think? What would you tell somebody else that's brand new? Like, what would be your number one tip for them?
You know, I think my mentality behind that is just being open-minded and being just like open to any possibility. Like, just go in neutral mode and set some expectations, not too high, but not too low, just somewhere where, you know, you're kind of pushing yourself, but not to the point where if you don't come through, you'll be disappointed and it'll ruin your day or whatever. Just be open-minded.
Perfect. So you're in it, and what I'm hearing, Karina, you've done a lot of work on your mindset, right?
Yeah, I think the most important part of this whole game. I think in general in life is a mind game.
Yeah. Okay. All right, girl. Thank you so much. Amazing job. We can't wait to see what you do next and going forward. So proud to be in business with you. Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you so much. I wish everybody good luck today, and I hope that
Thank you.
was good.
Okay, and then you get if you get a no-show, knock on the door next door, right? Why not?
Why not?
All right, y'all. Thank you, Karina. All right, so the next lady we have up, I told her this morning that she was going to be speaking on the call, and she was like, about what? And and so I'm gonna let her really quickly tell a little bit about her story. But she's been with FFL for about a year, and she's had a lot of challenges, just with seeing success. So most people after a couple weeks they quit and stop going, but she's been pushing, and because she's not quit and she changed her why, she's still here and she's starting to crush it in the field. So Sandra, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Carly. Well, I mean, yeah, you caught me by surprise this morning. Well, I mean, my name is Sandra. I've been in the industry off and on for 30 years. I kind of started when I was 20 on our last IMO, same IMO we came from. And, you know, had a little bit of success, kind of quit, you know, did something else, came back to it. I don't know why, because I should have known. By that time, I kind of knew a lot of more stuff than I did then, quit again. And then, you know, I kept up with you on Facebook, and I watched you. And then December of 2019, I was kind of looking at FFL through Facebook as it came up. And I'm like, okay, you know, let me see. You know, I think I like this, but then I kind of stopped myself because I don't know who I'm going to get as my upline. And then I think you took pictures on convention of that year. And I remember, oh yeah, she's let me actually, because I didn't have your number, message you, through Facebook to Holly, say, hey, Holly, hey, what are you doing? We need to talk. And that was it. And I was in. Yes, I have challenges, coming in, it's been a long time since I've been doing insurance. Yes, you have to I had to work on my mindset. I kind of was reading different books, doing different things, meditation, until I came across this book with from Mel Robbins, the High Five Habits, and I kind of figured out, positive. Even though I did a lot of positive thinking, read a lot of positive things, positive thinking is not going to work for anybody whose self-image is still not there. And
say that again, Sandra.
Positive thinking is not going to work on someone whose self-image is not positive.
Whoa, okay, that's deep.
And that I kind of realized, you're right. People could say, hey, this, and I know sometimes you complimented me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed because I didn't really think about me being that way. And I kind of had to change my whys, and I talked to Jamie. You had me talk to Jamie, and she kind of helped me, like, okay, you need to think what your whys are, because your whys right now are not that big. So, it's just easy. And I knew, and me being stubborn, I didn't want to quit because I knew I could do this. I mean, I did it one time. Sure, I was younger, but I'm like, I could do it. So I kind of had to fix my self-image a bit and continue, and what I did, I really didn't, I don't have a plan B. It's either this or die, and I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job. So, I kind of had to work on myself, my mindset, my self-image. So when all these positive things come to me, I could accept them, So, I mean, I think that's one of the things that, I was helped me, because there was, months when after convention, I was doing great. And then kind of died off a little bit because I was still with that image. And I realized I got to do something. Something is wrong. I have to fix something. And then I just realized, myself, I know I could do it. I went back to my whys I did back when I was 20, when I entered my last IMO. And I'm like, those were great whys. And then I'm like, let me just go forward with this. And, I guess, this past week, and I'm like, wow. And I did it, and it, it wasn't a fluke. I know the first time I did, I got my appointments the first day, next day I went out to almost 3. But in my mind, I'm like, was that really true, or is that really a fluke? And I think that's what came on last year. Maybe this was a fluke, me writing $3,000 worth of, insurance. So, so that's, I mean, I guess that's what I have to say. I mean, you kind of have to figure it out. Sometimes, yes, it will take a while, and sometimes it won't. But like I said, I had to change my self-image to go forward.
Sandra, that's amazing. Thank you for being vulnerable, right, in front of all these people, because I know this is uncomfortable for you. If y'all can't tell, Sandra is really, really shy. And so for her to be like pouring out her real feelings on a call where there's almost 40 people watching her, I know it's a big deal. So Sandra, I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. I'm sure everybody on the call is super proud of you as well, Sandra. Keep up the great work. Keep working on your mindset, because that is the key. Like, how you feel about yourself is going to reflect on the outside, and it's going to reflect in everything, not just in your business life, but in your personal life. And but the biggest thing I hope everybody heard is Sandra did not stop. She did not stop plugging in. She did not stop being a part of the group. She did not stop going to events. She kept going, even though she wasn't having the results and she wasn't seeing the success. I think what she realized is that Sandra understood that this thing works, right? And so that's why I'm sure that's why you didn't give up, because there's too many examples of success here. And so you knew that whatever you needed to fix, once you fix it, you could get going. So Sandra is so proud of you again. Thank you. And we can't wait to see what you do going forward. Follow Sandra on Instagram. Sandra going for VP.
Yeah, going for VP. It's a new one. So I don't know it.
We're gonna change that. We're gonna change that to Sandra VP, not Sandra going for VP. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Sandra underscore going for VP is what I put on Instagram.
We're gonna change to Sandra underscore VP, Vice President.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Thank you, Sandra. And then one more young lady. This, and I've had to tell her, keep this to 5 minutes, because her story is so strong and she is such a fighter. I feel like I'm about to cry just even about to introducing her. She's such a fighter, and she's also, throughout her journey and throughout her adversity, she keeps me in the loop about everything that's going on. And a lot of times people don't want to talk about what's going on in their personal lives. And look, I can't relate to what she's going through personally, but I've been through stuff, and I continue. We all go through things. Whether, no matter how much money you got in your bank account, we all got SHIT that happens to us. So this lady, she's kept in touch with me. When she writes business, she's a killer, but she's had a lot of adversity, a lot of hardship in the last year. And so she's gonna take about 5 minutes and kind of tell you her story. Jasmine, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hi, how are you?
Good. And Jasmine is all the way in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're not in Maryland with us, most of us. Mm-hmm. So Jasmine, how long you been with FFL?
2 years. Well, it'll be 2 years coming up this year.
Okay, 2 years. And you started out strong, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then just like everything, this is a business, so it has ebbs and flows. But in the last, let's say, I think about 2 months or so, you've been dealing with your daughter, Jasmine. How old is Jasmine again? She's 4?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. She's 4 years old. And Jasmine has a rare lung disease, right? And wasn't she also born with some heart issues as well?
Yeah, so she's got, they're finding out she has multiple conditions that she was just diagnosed with within like the last couple of weeks, and they're actually still diagnosing her. So her case is kind of complex and rare. So the doctors really don't know really how to treat her. So we're just like in the process of waiting to see what these team of doctors say. And then they want to transfer her to Boston Children's Hospital for them to further her treatment, because she has to be seen by 4 different teams of doctors: the heart doctor, GI, the ENT doctors, and then lung doctors.
Okay. And so talk a little bit about how that's affected you, like in the last couple months.
Oh yeah. A depression, I think, is probably the quickest thing to say, and just like the feeling of wanting to give up, because one thing in this business is like we're helping. Our job is to protect families and help families and people that go through things like this. And one thing that people will say, it could, it's not going to be me, right? It's not going to be me, right? And then it happens to you. And I kind of started to feel like, how can I go out and be happy protecting all of these other people and helping their kids and all of this, and my child is sick, and I felt like I can't help her, so I think that was like one of the hardest struggles that I've been dealing with, like with the last couple months, is really like just struggling with it myself, just dealing with all of this, I guess I would say.
Mm-hmm. And then what did we talk about that I say, like, you can't quit? What did I tell you needed to do? What did you need to focus on so that you could focus on? Because really it's about focusing on something bigger than yourself, right?
Right. Yeah. So that's important. I called you a lot going through this process.
Crying a lot, right?
Yeah. A lot.
Crying a lot.
Yeah. About to quit. I can't do it. This is not gonna work. My mind is not here. Yes. everything. And you'll be like, Jasmine, what's wrong?
Right. Let's
And
just have a
you
little
know,
pity party real quick, and then snack back. Let's focus on what we need. Not necessarily focusing on business, but we talked about this business can give you the opportunity to get your baby the best treatment out there, right?
mhm,
Because money's not everything, right? Because I know, if money or your child, you want your child.
right,
But money gives you options, and if you have options, you can do better. You can get better treatment for your daughter, like flying to Boston to be able to see the best doctors in the country to be able to help
right,
her with this rare disease, right? And
right.
so again, is and the other thing, and I know Jasmine, you're being like real like mild because I told you to I told you to kind of keep it, but I still want to get your energy. Like I want your energy in this too, right? So saying being able to go out yesterday and decide to just make $5,000 in sales and help our families in one day, right? But and then you have the ability to do that here.
Yeah, absolutely. You do. You literally have the ability to have $0, $1,000 a debt. I don't, no car, maybe close to eviction, whatever have you. And you literally in this business can go out and one day and literally change your life. And I know that. That's one of the reasons that I keep going. And even though sometimes I'm not plugged in right now as much. You guys probably won't see me plugged in as much, like on the calls a lot, or just commenting a lot, just because I'm literally in and out the hospitals with my daughter sometimes, and she has a multitude of appointments right now, and then she's on multiple medications daily. So in between me doing this, I do have that. But one thing that keeps me going is knowing, like, when I see you guys post, when I see the numbers, that it's like, okay, I can do this too. And it's very important because I know what I'm facing. Just like Sandra said, she changed her why. I had to change my why. My why to me wasn't strong enough. It was, the fact that I had 3 kids, but now I have a child. And I say this, and I don't say this to say this negatively, but I know that I got 2 kids. I know that's for sure. I'm going to see them graduate because they're healthy, they're happy, and they're thriving, right? But I have 1 child now that I don't know, right? And in a matter of 6 years, my life changed. So I know now that I have to keep pushing for her, because if I go into depression, if I stop, if I don't get out here, I'm not going to be able to help someone else and let them know the reason why it's so important to have coverage, right? But I won't be able to help show anybody else why it's important to keep going and just, make it through this. I mean, when I went out yesterday, I was so excited. I was so pumped. And I'm like, yeah, I do this all the time. This is what I do. Like, this is what I love. This is what I need. And my kids love to see me going to work. Mommy, you going to work? You're going to go write some issue? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going to write to make some money for y'all.
Yes. So they're keeping you accountable.
Yes, they do every time. Did you make some money today? I did.
And then on top of this, you're a single mom, right, Jazz?
Yes, I'm a single mom.
You got 3 young ones. How old are they?
2, 4, and 8.
So yeah. So if Jasmine, not just Jasmine, but all 3 of these ladies have taken all the excuses away, right? So like I said, and we're going from someone who's brand new, just started this week, someone who's been here a year, and someone who's been here for 2 years. No one can escape adversity, but it's how you respond to it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have it, but it's how you respond to it. Me and Jasmine were talking this morning about, you gotta push through these things so that you can get to the other side of what's here. And this company, I swear, y'all, can provide everything that you need financially so that you can change your life, you can change your children's lives, and you can change your children's lives. I know a lot of us came from a company and they say, oh, we're here to build a legacy. We weren't making any money. Like, I know for sure, and every single one of these women I'm sure, and everyone on this call has been through something, but how do you respond to what you've been through, right? Do you stop? Do you quit? And sometimes it doesn't matter who you are. You might need to slow down for a second, right? Slow down so you can get your mind right. and then jump right back in. But slowing down for a second doesn't mean taking 2 months away. It means, okay, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A couple weeks ago, something happened to me in the business that was very disappointing. It was very disheartening. I mean, I was upset, and I took the next day and I cried all day long. I'm sure half of y'all probably not gonna believe that I even cry ever, but but I cried all day long. And then, but the next day, I said, you know what? F this. I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna show these MFs who I really am, right? And so I didn't sit there in my pity. I didn't sit there in my sorrow. I had my moment, and I got back up and I went after, right? And so if you make a decision that this is something that you want, if you make a decision that this is the direction that you want to go in, then you can't be dipping your toe in the water. You got to jump in the water, y'all. Like, and so, yes, I do cry, Jawan. and the thing is, and I thank you, Jasmine. I'm about to go in for a little bit. Thank you so much. We're proud of you. Everybody, please, and a friend posted it in the chat. Everybody, please say a prayer for Jasmine and her daughter Yasmin. She's so freaking cute too. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. But we know she's going to be okay because God got her. Right, God got you guys. So pray for Jasmine. Pray for her children. But you know, guys, let me post this picture real quick because this is what I think of when I think about people like quitting. Hold on. Oh, this day on Zoom. Hold on. How to share content, photos. Hold on. You know, sometimes I'm slow with the. All right, here we go. How many of you guys have seen, I'm sure probably everybody on this call has seen this before, but doesn't really maybe not understand the significance of this little picture here. The guy at the top, right? He's going and he's further away from the diamonds than the guy at the bottom. Look how close the guy at the bottom is from the diamond. And he has turned around and he is walking away. And when you everybody see that? When you decide here that, hold on, I'm trying to stop it. When you decide here that it's too much, this is too hard, right? You're giving up because I guarantee you on the other side of the storm is sunshine, right? But and the storm can't last forever, y'all. Like it could be raining for 10 days, it could be raining for a month, but it's not going to last forever. The problem is we quit in the midst of the storm, right? And so I'm gonna ask you, and some people are not gonna like what I'm about to say, and that's fine. It's okay. But this conversation that we're about, this is a real conversation. So you will quit on an opportunity to literally change your family's financial future, to change your financial future, but you'll still sleep with that man that don't treat you right and give him a chance after chance after chance after chance. You won't quit on him. And then that same man is the same man that's causing you, and I'm talking to somebody right now, somebody hears what I'm saying, and that same man is the same man that is causing you not to have success in the business, but you're going to keep giving him a chance. And then somebody hung up, bye. And then, you know, like, and for the fellas, we can't use that example, but you're going to go to a job every single day, day in, day out, and they tell you when to wake up, when to be there, where you can live, how much you can make, what you can drive, because your job determines your income, and you'll be more faithful to a job that's not faithful to you, and but you won't be faithful to a system that can change your life. And I don't, for the life of me, guys. And again, like I said, some people might not know what I'm saying, but for the life of me, I cannot understand it because I know where I came from. And if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. When I started here, most of y'all have not heard my story. Some of you guys have. When I started here, I was living in a room that my friend was renting out to me for $400 a month. I could not even afford to pay her the $400 at one time because I was broke. I had to pay her $100 a week to be able to afford to live with her. I was driving Lyft just so I could have a rental car. I drove Lyft so I could have a car to drive to the office that was 70 miles one way. I did that twice a week and I did that for a year, right? Because I went and drove Lyft. I spent $600. I went and I bought $600 worth of leads off of what I made off of Lyft. And if anyone has ever driven Lyft, you know how many rides you have to take, how many rides you have to accept to make $600. Like, and then I took that money and I was scared out of my mind, because if I didn't, I had to get leads or pay my bills. And I bought leads, and I took those leads and I turned it into cash, right? And so these are the things. And then people wonder why me and Corinne are so tough, and y'all want to call us bees and all this other kind of stuff. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we don't take any SHIT because we've been where you are. And if we're too much for you, this business is not going to pay you, right? So you wonder why we don't take any SHIT, because we've been through the SHIT, right? And so we've paved the way for the people that are here by doing the Saturday call, by doing the live dials. We do all these things to help you get going. We don't need to be on live dials. We don't need to do Saturday training. We do this to help everybody, every 37 people that are on this call. We are the ones, we're doing it to help you get better, right? We're coaching you to help you get better. When you don't listen to what we're coaching you on, it doesn't hurt us, it hurts you, right? There's times when it's, and nobody, like, me and Corinne don't always get along. Me and Corinne bump heads because we both got strong personalities. But at the end of the day, if Corinne is upset with me, do you think she stops working? If I'm upset with Mike Fowler or Frank, do you think I stop working? They don't pay my bills. And so I'm not going to work because they getting paid. That's selfish and that's stupid. But if you want something different, y'all, you got to do something different. Like, and you can't bake this cake. We give you the recipe, live dials, Saturday training. Like, that's what the main two things. Get on live dials, get on sales training, go on 30 appointments a week, buy leads. You will have success. But people want to have the cake, but they don't want to put the flour in the cake recipe. They want to leave out the baking soda. They want to leave out the sugar, right? If you leave out something from the recipe, the result is not going to be the same. If you have a cake, Jawan, and you don't put any flour in it, is it going to be a cake?
No.
Okay.
It's definitely going to fall.
It's not going to be a cake, right? If you got a cake recipe and you don't put in the baking soda, is your cake going to look like mine? No. So if you want what we have, guys, we're giving you the tools to get what we have. But you got to remember, too much is given, much is required. So if you want the lifestyle that we've shown is possible here, then you got to give something to get something. But it's not, because this FFL thing, and it doesn't matter. If we talk about sales, period. It could be talking about life insurance. It could be this company. It could be another company. If you don't follow the system, why do you expect to have results? Right? You want to have you want the same thing, but are you willing to go through what we went through to get where we are? You need to sit, and everybody on this call who's not plugged in, you need to sit and really think about, are you willing to do the thing that we did to get to where we got, to have what we have? And if you're not, I'm gonna be honest, this probably isn't for you. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Again, a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm saying. But if you're willing to put in the work, right? Because the common denominator of those three ladies that spoke, Karina, Jasmine, and Sandra, was they did not stop. I talked to Marina. She texts me or calls me every single day, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just telling you, these are the pieces that help you be successful here. I talked to her. She texts me or calls me every day with a question about something. So I know she's working. I know she's learning. I know she's researching. Jasmine said it. Jasmine calls me probably about twice a week because with something going on, right? And I gotta help Jasmine. Jasmine, we not doing that. We going this way. Jasmine, we're not doing that. We're going that way. Jasmine, like I said, Jasmine can have her pity party with me, and she know it probably lasts 5 minutes. And we need to get our mindset back on what's the important thing here, right? Sandra is on the live dials all the time. Sandra is at every training. She is at every freaking big event. So if you want what these ladies have, you got to be willing to do what these ladies have done. And it's so much here for everyone on this call. Everyone on here can have success if you just follow the system. Take all the pieces of the recipe and see if it works. Just give it 90 days and see if it works. But most people will give it 2 weeks, a month. Oh, this doesn't work for me. It's not. Trust me, it's not the system. If it's not working, it's not the system. It's you. And I'll be honest. If you're not thinking about quitting every single day, you're not doing this right. Every day you should be thinking, maybe I should go back and get a job. Maybe I should drive up. This will be easy. If you're not thinking that, you're not doing it. Because even at this point, when there are days when I'm like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? Like, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for me. It doesn't feel good for any of the leaders. It doesn't feel good for anybody who's been here. I don't like making calls either, y'all. But I hate making calls. I got to do so many things in the morning to get my mind right for making calls. It's ridiculous. But I understand that. So, does anybody have any questions?
Why are you looking at me?
Man, you killing it, Khalid. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying you killing this call.
Great job, Khalid.
I don't know why my screen.
It's not about me. Like, it's about how many other people can we bring along, right? Because my lifestyle is very different than it was 3 years ago. I started FFL in June of 2019. I didn't start fast. I wasn't killing it. I started very, very slow, right? And so I did not take off in FFL until January of 2020. That's when I decided to put my head down and go to work and be consistent with this, right? And so 3 years later, like I just said, y'all, in June 15th of 2019 is when I moved in with my girlfriend, but that was only after my father died and I couldn't live with him. The guy who I was renting, he was renting from, wouldn't let me stay there, so I had to move into my girlfriend's house, and I was sleeping in the swing bed where my father lived, right? And then I've just made a decision that this was what I wanted to do, and that's all it takes. I promise you, all you got to do is make a decision. This is what I want to do, and nothing's going to stop me, and this is what I want to do, right? I knew that I did not want to be in that situation any longer than I was. I gave myself a year, and within 1 year, I had moved into my own place. I had no furniture because in the other company I was at, I lost everything I owned. I didn't have furniture. I didn't have a car. Only thing that I got evicted from the place that I was with the other company. I just took with me what I could fit in my car, which my clothes and my pictures. That's all I had. So so I moved in with the girl June 15, 2019. I was in my new apartment May 31st, 2020. And I furnished it from scratch. And then July 2020, I bought myself a car. And then a year later, May 2021, I upgraded to an apartment that was double the rent, and I bought myself a Lexus. So where else can you have that quick return on investment or quick return on your life or your lifestyle? My lifestyle is very different. I didn't say 30 years ago. I didn't say 10 years ago. I didn't say 15 years ago. 3 years ago, it was very different. And everybody has the same opportunity here if you will put your head down and go to work and be consistent and be coachable. That's all it freaking takes. It's not that hard. But we want to whine and cry, this person, that person, da, 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 da. Where is that getting you? And again, this conversation, everybody on this call needs to sit down tonight, look yourself in the mirror and say, is this really for me? And again, quit if it's not. Like, don't keep torturing yourself. Like, this is not for everybody. Only the strong survive here. But if this is for you, if you feel like this is something that you want, if you want to change your life literally, then on Monday morning, get on the live sales dials and get to work. Who had a question?
Lewis had a question.
Dean had a question. This is good.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, so Callie, thank you for being so transparent. Thank you for being so honest. I love it. And I really resonate with what you say about struggling with the live sales. And I heard you say, you got to do a lot of things in the morning. Like, could you give us some practical things about what you do to get your mind right in the morning? What kind of rituals you have?
It's this prayer. It's like 15 minutes. It's this prayer that I listen to on YouTube. I play that every morning while I'm getting dressed. I listen to affirmations. It's all positive in the morning. And if I'm in a bad mood, like, or something, like, we got people in our lives that suck our energy, right? We got people in our lives that take from us. Like, if somebody like that calls me in the morning, I'm not taking that call, but you're not about to mess up my day, because I got to be focused on these dials. I got to be focused on what I'm doing, because it's not like it's simple, but it's not easy. But if my mind isn't right, like, every day, and Jamie said it, like, you got to give yourself, like, I love making calls. Like, don't stop saying I hate making calls. I love making phone calls. Somebody want to help me. Like, even yesterday, Dean, I was having the hardest time booking my last 3 appointments. And I was like, okay. And I was saying to myself, I was like, everybody who picks up is going to want I'm going to book these last 3 appointments easy. I'm booking these last 3 appointments easy. And sure enough, I booked the last 3 appointments. It's the last 3 people that answered for the last 3 appointments that I booked. Right. And so it's about mindset. You got to talk to yourself. One of the things I'm going to ask you, Dean, and everybody else, would you talk to your children the way you talk to yourself? You don't have to answer it. But would you talk to your children the way you talk to yourself? Because do you tell your children, you can't do that. Oh, that's you tell your children you can do whatever you want to do. You can have whatever you want to have. Why are you talking to yourself that way? Because it goes back to what Sandra said. It's about, you got to love you. Because if you don't love you, none of this other stuff matters. So get back to loving yourself and talking positive to yourself. Talk to yourself the same way you would talk to your children. You can do anything you put your mind to. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are handsome. You are wonderful. Talk to yourself the same way you talk to your children. If you don't have children, talk to yourself the same way you talk to your friends. You don't tell your friends, F you can't do that. You don't do that. So, but whoever you talk to in your life that you talk to positively, talk to yourself that same way. But and at first it doesn't even like you're saying it and you don't even mean it. But eventually you're going to start meaning it. Dean, one of the things, like, if you were to come to my apartment, in my bathroom, I got this big picture that says grateful every day. Behind the bathroom door, it says hello, gorgeous. On the wall, that's facing my mirror, it says do the right thing. Like, you walk in my apartment, it's all kind of affirmations everywhere. You cannot go anywhere on the refrigerator. There's stuff in my refrigerator. There's stuff in my office. There's stuff everywhere that's giving me positive. And I may not necessarily read it every day, but subconsciously, it's sinking in. But when you surround yourself with positive things, only positive things can happen. But when you surround yourself with people that are negative, then negative things are going to happen. I was at a cookout the other day, a couple weeks ago. A girlfriend's daughter was graduated from high school, and I think that was the day we dialed for Saturday for Sunday. And I had some other stuff to do, so I went to the cookout, stayed there for a couple hours, and my girlfriend was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "I'm leaving." And she was like, "Why?" And I said, I got work to do. And she was like, "No, you don't." Yes, I do. But I didn't let her, because my girlfriend, we've been friends forever, love to death, but her goals and dreams aren't the same as mine. So why would I stay there with her? I did my part. I came, I saw, had some food, talked, and then I got other work I got to finish before I go out of town. But most people, ask yourself, would you have stayed at that cookout all day knowing you got other stuff you had to take care of? And it's at this level, y'all, I'm gonna keep saying this, too much is given, much is required. I'm not trying to preach. If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. I do. But you got to be faithful over a few to be faithful over many. God is not going to give you more than you can handle, good or bad. So if you can't handle the little bit that he's giving you, right, then he's going to give you more. You don't deserve it because you show you can't handle what he has given you. So again, y'all, have these conversations with yourself tonight in the mirror and say, what is it that I want? And then write it down. There's so much power in the written word. I have a journal, and I can show y'all if I can find it. And I wrote in there that in 2021, I was going to be in a luxury apartment, paying $2,000 a month. I was going to be driving a luxury car. Out of everything that I wrote in there, probably 5 out of the 7 things have happened. But I wrote it, I was like, dang, I have my goals written on a chalkboard in my kitchen. So every single day I see those goals. I'm not confused about what I came here to do. I know why I'm here. And it's sometimes, like Jasmine said, you got to change your why. Right? Your why is going to change. When I got here, my why was I had to get out of my situation. I'm out of my situation. So now what's the bigger picture? Now I want to inspire other people and help other people get to where they want to go. But I can only do that if I lead from the front. Right? I have to lead by example. So if I'm up here doing all this preaching and I'm not working, y'all would be like, get the hell out of here. But I can preach this because I'm working. And ask yourself that, can you preach? But are you preaching, but you're not working? Because there's no managers here, there's leaders here. So if you want to lead, you got to lead by example. And if you want to be a leader, you want to do things that are uncomfortable. You have to do things that you don't like to do. You have to deal with a lot of people that you don't like and you don't want to deal with. You have to deal with a lot of SHIT because, again, much is given, what much is required. But at the end of the day, why did you come here and what do you want? Because you can have it. Do you want to change? And this is my last little story. My son, 21 years old, he's in college. I send 3 years ago, I couldn't get him Christmas. I sent him $175 a week for his allowance. He went to Canada for the summer. And he called me, he's like, Mom, I left my bag on the bus. I'm like, how you do that? And I was like, and I was like, what's the ask, Kai? His name is Kai. What's the ask, Kai? No, Mom, I was just doing you want to know what's going on. I know he was asking about asking. So I was like, he's like, I'm not asking for nothing. I went to the store, I got me some clothes, but I really don't have no money. Boom, here's $200. That just cashed out you $200. And then early in the spring semester, his dad called me. Carly, I need a favor. His father never calls me to ask me for anything. Carly, I need a favor. I was like, what's up? And he was like, I need help with Kai's tuition. So I was like, how much is it? He was like, well, it's like $3,800. He was like, but could you pay half? I said, I'll pay all of it. He was like, for real? And he was like, I said, yeah. I said, I can't do it today because I'm in the field, but I'll do it tomorrow. Can you do that? Can you do that for your children? Can you do that for your parents? Can you do that for anybody around you? If you got a friend in trouble, so a friend of mine called me, I'm about to lose my house. Can you help me? I need to borrow $1,000. Cash app, boom. I don't have to check my bank account. I don't have to look and see how much I got in there because I know if I go to work, I'm going to keep getting blessed. Last month, I tithed $4,500. $4,500. So if you're a tither, you know what that means. And I'm tithing 10%. I tithed I gave the church $4,500 last month. Not last year, last month. How much are you giving away of your money? How much are you able to give away? Because a lot of people say, oh, I want to help other people. But if you're only making enough money to help you, you're not helping nobody else. Most people come here and make just enough money to survive. God has given me a lot. God has blessed me beyond anything. And so I give back, right? And then some people, I don't want to tithe. I don't want to get to church. It's not my job to figure out where that money's going, right? So I'm doing my part. But I know one thing, but every time, if I don't do it, things start going down. But then when I do it, my bank account goes up. And so again, guys, tonight, and this was not, we were supposed to actually go over some training stuff. We had to push it to next week, but today, ask yourself what you came here for, what you need to do to get there, and And then again, if this is not for you, that's okay. This is not for everybody. But I'm telling you guys, if you put your head down, if you go to work, your life, you can change your life. You and your family. Corinne and her son, Corinne has moved twice and she's been here. You can change your life here. Mike Fowle was driving. Look, Mike Fowle first started working. He was driving some kind of I don't know, some old truck. Mike Fowle went and bought him a BMW Cash. But if you're not in position, and no offense to anybody, this is no offense to anybody, but I was reading something and it was talking about African American wealth, and the reason I'm talking about it is mostly African Americans on here, no shade, but in a case of an emergency, most Caucasians have $3,000 to be able to take care of an emergency. How much do you have for your emergency? And if it's nothing, because something's going to happen. It's going to happen. So if it's nothing, you need to do something different. If it's $1,700, you need to do something different. If it's $500, you need to do something different. Because something is going to happen. So what's your why? And if you need help, guys, reach up. We're going to help you. Because guess what? Every time you go out and make a sale, I make money. So why would I help you? Why would I lead you in the wrong direction? Why would I tell you to not put the flour in the cake if I know that's not going to make the cake fake? If I'm a baker and if I have a bakery, why would I tell you don't put any baking soda in that cake? I want your cake to fall. I'm going to tell you everything you need to do, but if you're not willing to do it, I can't help you. I've told everybody who I've hired, who I've recruited, I can guarantee you results if you're coachable, you're consistent. Outside of that, I can't guarantee you anything. So make a decision today to be coachable and consistent. Book yourself 30 appointments a week. Buy leads every time you dial. Get help if you need help. And change your life. And stop bullshit. Because that's what it is. Anybody got any more questions? Because I'm done.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's me. Can you? Yeah. Hey, one, thank you so much for telling the truth. And so I wanted to ask you, because when you're thinking about your story from when you were in the $400 apartment, $100 a week, then, you were buying leads, or, how did you get your business going?
I drove Lyft. I drove Lyft.
Point? You drove Lyft.
I drove Lyft to buy leads. But then if you think about leads, like if you make an investment once, you should be just continue to take from that investment and reinvesting, right? But what most people do is they buy leads, they make a sale, and they pay their bills. Now your McDonald's is out of business. McDonald's cannot operate with no buns. But if you don't have any leads, you don't have no buns for your burgers. You're out of business that day. You got to continue to take the money and continue to reinvest into your business. Trust the system because it works. Most people won't trust the system. They want to trust themselves. And your mind has gotten you as far as you are.
Got it. Well, I surely appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to be calling and asking questions.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful.
Good. Thanks, Ms. Linda. Thank you. All right, guys. I hope this helps somebody today. I hope this blessed somebody today. Let's go out and kill it. We will see some people on Monday. We will see more people hopefully on Monday morning on the live dials, guys. Have a great weekend. We love you.
Khalid, I'll be doing telesales at I'll be doing live sales, telesales at 3, from 3 to 8.
Okay. All right. Perfect. You're gonna post that in the group, right?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
All right, y'all. Have a great one.
Bye, y'all.